This has been already a day, and it's not even 12:30. I love how God be blocking stuff and you don't even realize. When they say protection from danger seen and unseen. Now, granted, this wasn't like a very dangerous, but this was going to cause me some problems if it would have went through. Let me tell you the story. So I was called not even 2 weeks ago and asked to come fill in for a teacher who was on leave. And I said, first I had to think about it. Like I thought I'm learning as I grow older and older. Don't be quick to respond to stuff. Think on, even if it's an easy opportunity or something that seems simple. So we turned around and I asked, am I being paid as a sub or a certified teacher? Not realizing that there are subs who are paid on a certified teacher sub pay rate. I agreed, thinking I'm going to get like teacher pay, because there's a daily rate for teachers and there's a daily rate for subs. But a certified teacher has a sub rate. It's not the same as a daily teacher rate. So I accepted the position, went in, I want to say that Tuesday before, kind of sat in the classroom, was trying to get a feel for things and trying to figure out what I needed to do. People came in with computers, had to get a dichotomy. A layout of, okay, what's tomorrow going to look like? I had to fill out an application and when I went to go fill out the application, I realized it was saying sub, not teacher. And I'm like, something don't feel right. But I went ahead and filled out anyway. So then my next question was, well, how much is the sub daily rate? And someone said, well, being that you're a certified teacher, you know there's going to be more. And I kept digging. And I realized that a sub rate could be as high as, and I say high, and that's really not high, $125 a day. Now, fast forward, I did find out today it can be as high as like $224 as a certified teacher. That's still not compared to full-time teacher pay. So let me backtrack. So I worked my 3 days, come in Monday, even got me a shirt for the place I was working at. Got a feel for the kids, learned all the kids' names. To be told, and I finally reached out to my principal and was like, can I say my principal, the person I'm filling in for, what is going on with the rate? What is going on? Because it's like the paperwork fell through. So then Friday, when I finally reached out to him again, he says, let me follow up, because I'm not hearing anything either. So let me follow up. So he called me later on that evening. And that's when I found out that you're not completely cleared. And so because you're completely cleared, you don't need to come in on Monday until we find out that you're completely cleared. And then I got an email that same day talking about orientation, and I'm assuming that's part of the clearance process. So in the midst of all this, I am realizing I'm in a position where right now, full-time entrepreneurship is not working for me right now. And it's not that it can't work, it's because I didn't put certain systems in place while I was out this year. So as a result, I need to double back and restart. I'll explain that in another video. So again, I'm not saying that God didn't call me out of the classroom, but when I realized that I did not do what I was supposed to do in that year I was out completely, I did things here and there, but not completely, it jacked me up. And I'll explain in another video. So started going on the websites, went on Richland 1, Richland 2, Kershaw, Fairfield, because those are the districts that are right next to me, to see, okay, who's hiring and what are y'all hiring for? Then reached out to someone that I know and I said, don't get too excited, but I'm thinking about, I see there's a position and wanted to know the grade level. And the person was like, first of all, you shouldn't be working for ESS because that is 90 days. You have to work 90 days before they give you a contract in the district. What? Who? Huh? So immediately go into panic mode because you're telling me I have to work as a sub? So then it went from me calling HR, following up, and they said, yeah, that's right. You're going to have to work 90 days for ESS. And then she said, let's say you don't decide to go forward with ESS. What is going to happen to those 3 days you work? Who's paying you for those 3 days? And I said, well, what if I decide to forfeit those 3 days so I can get a contract with the district? And she said, we have to find out about that. But she said, you need to talk to ESS to see what they say. And then we'll go from there. So contact ESS. ESS admits I am not completely hired in the system. I'm just an applicant. And then my next question was, well, what about those 3 days I paid? I got paid. I worked. Oh, you're an applicant. So I'm not getting paid for those 3 days. And I was like, and a part of me doesn't feel bad because in this particular district I'm thinking about applying for, I'm not thinking I am. There's a $5,000 signing bonus if I decide to be a teacher. So